Good morning, student. Today we learn how to develop an industry level application. Industry level application is mostly using the layered application. Layered application means please check it the how to work in the industry. First, we give the requirement and first of all you develop the DB, your DB, your database software develop. Then first you develop the database software. Another develop your DAO, DAO, DAO DAO class. Another develop you entity class. These are the DAO class means these are the DAO layer also. Fourth, you develop DAO, develop the service layer. Service layer. Another fifth one, you develop the entity class, service class, and another one is DTO class. DTO class. Four. Another one is six number. Another one is six number. You develop the which layer? Controller layer. Controller layer. And this controller layer, this controller layer gives the data in business object means business object business bo class, not a business object. These are the vo class, and this vo class gives the data in presentation layer to the client, direct client. Let's check it. Please first you develop the DB software. This is your DB software. DB software means database. This database give the data in DAO class. Another one is uh, mm, DAO layer. These are the service layer, controller layer, and presentation layer. This is your development approach. This is your DAO, DAO class, DAO class, or layer, DAO layer. This is our your service layer. This is our your service layer. Another one is this service layer gives the data in controller layer, and another one is presentation layer, presentation layer. Presentation layer. This layer is presentation layer, but DAO class is store the data in database. Service class provide wait. Service class provide the data in DAO layer. Also controller layer provide the data in service layer. Also presentation layer provide the data in controller layer. Controller layer. These are the controller layer. Controller layer. These are the entity. Entity store the data in DAO object. Controller provide the data in DTO object to the service layer, and value object provide the data presentation layer to controller layer. This data transfer this class DTO store data in service. Another one is entity class provide the data in DTO, and don't DAO class is store the data in database using connection object, using GDBC string pool. GDBC string pool means connection OBJ, connection OBJ to store the data in database. But DAO class to store the data in database must be inject the string JDBC pool. Which classes provide the JDBC pool or interface? Driver manager is a class to the data source of interface. These are the data source to inject the DAO class. Another one is to inject the data in service layer. Service layer. Service layer. DAO class also inject itself in service layer, and service layer itself inject in controller layer, and controller layer also inject in presentation layer. Presentation layer. Presentation layer. This is our your DAO DAO class. DAO class. This is our your service layer class. Service layer class. And another one is controller layer class. This data source inject in DAO 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 controller service layer presentation layer service layer in controller service layer inject to DAO. These are the diagram of development to the your layered application. First you create the database. You create the database. First you create the database, then another create the DAO class, then after create the service layer, then after layer develop the controller layer, and you another develop in the presentation layer. First you develop the database. First you develop the DB software. DB software. Inside DB software, one table, student table. This is our your student table. These are table, but inside the some properties or columns. Columns first is ID, name, email, scores, OBT, mark, grade. These are your properties. But how to create your database? Create a database. This is our your ID column. This is our your name column. This is our these are your email column. Email column. Course column. OBT mark. OBT mark column. This is our your student table. Student table. Student table. This column is ID, ID. Another one is name, email, ID. Email ID. Another one is course, 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 OBT mark, OBT mark. Another one is grade. Grade. This is your grade. Out of 500, which obtained mark, this gives the your grade, like A, B, C, or fail, pass. Second layer is DAO layer. DAO class accept the data only BO object. BO object. BO BO object view object, also called as entity class. Entity class. The DAO class inject the dependency ID, means inject the dependency. Dependence class is data 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 source interface. Da- Data source interface provide the provide the provide the JDBC connection. JDBC connection. JDBC connection. Another layer is service layer. Third one is service layer. Service layer. Service layer gives to the data controller layer. Controller layer provide the data in which format? Control service layer provide the data in DAO classes, entity class using not a controller layer provide the data in DTO object. Controller layer provide the data. Service controller layer provide the DTO class, and service layer provide the data in which layer? Service layer provide the data in entity format. Service layer service layer accept the data in DTO format. These are the service layer. Service layer accept accept the data in DTO format. DTO format. DTO format. Last one is presentation presentation layer. Presentation layer accept the client data in VO object. VO object. Presentation layer accept the data in only string format. This layer tran transfer the data in controller layer using VO object. Presentation layer is main client main client user interface or GUI, graphical user interface. These are the presentation layer, service layer, DAO layer, database preparation, how to develop data, and these are the diagram of the how to develop the layered application. These are the database software, DAO class layer, service layer, controller layer, presentation layer. Presentation layer use client, use client, use client. This data provided by the controller using view object. Controller class control the view object is convert into DTO to transfer the service class or service layer. Service layer is the DTO object convert into entity class. Entity object or provide in the DAO class, and this DAO class in the store the data in database using JDBC connection. JDBC connection is fetch the connection object in the data source interface inside the class of driver manager data source or Hikari pool. Lots of JDBC connection pool objects available. These are the layer application. Thank you friends. Next part is how to implement in the your IDE, Eclipse IDE or any IDE. Thank you.